Collective, hello, hello, my loves. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. We've got a storm rolling in over here. It is big and dark. Hope everyone's having a beautiful day today. We got Let It Burn and Protect the Fledgling. Yeah, we've gotten these before, for sure. But we'll read them. Anger is your ally right now. You're being called to find the creative power in your dissatisfaction. Anger is a sacred fire denied to many of us. We're encouraged to be compliant and agreeable even when it's not in our best interest. Fuel this fire for change. Too little fire and we risk listlessness and depression. Too much and we risk consuming our peace of mind with wrath, or worse, bitterness. It's time to find the creative power in your anger. What change can you invite? What injustice can you transform? Allow sacred fire to burn what is no longer vital, worn out ideas, false perceptions, limiting beliefs, unhealthy habits or relationships. New life waits in the ashes. Yeah, I just feel like what do you need to say that needs to be said? What do you need to do that needs to be done? You know what I mean? Just kind of like this, like I feel like tying up loose ends. Protect the fledgling. You deserve a criticism-free zone. Make no mistake, you thrive with others in your life who provide support and shelter. Nothing ignites your power and creativity like self-tending. This is the moment to be the shelter you need most. The winged aspirations that live in you need protection right now. Guard your dreams. Do not share them with outside sources. Let the fledgling gain strength and resolve within the confines of your most sacred inner space. Cradle your fledgling ideas, ambitions, and daring new beliefs until they can fly free. The time will come when it's right to share and synergize. Right now, tune into your innermost life and nurture what lives there. Yeah, well, last night it was like the idea of practicing compassion for self. And I feel like, the protect the fledgling, the let it burn is just kind of this idea of like recognizing what needs to be protected. I don't know. And I feel like with the storm coming in, it's like batten down the hatches, like tie up the loose ends. A storm is coming. But I don't feel afraid of the storm, right? There's no fear of the storm because the sense is in that what needed to be was, and now your concern is self-protection, right? However that resonates for us individually. Um, Something in there along the lines of, like being afraid of our truths, but like what we've been dealing with in terms of energy is the idea of like of speaking our truths, of standing in our truths, like and practicing discernment when we do that and how we do that and the way in which we do it, all of these things. But I feel like you speak truth until it is time to well, in terms of the storm, I don't know if y'all can hear the thunder. But I do think of that idea of like if the storm is coming, and you express that there's a storm coming, and people want to go out into the storm, um, like there's nothing you can do. They've made their choice to go out into the storm. Now it's time that you go in and you protect what needs to be protected from the storm, right? Yeah, like Noah building the ark and saying, y'all, shit's about to go down, Not a great time to build. I don't know. I don't know. How will that play out for you as an individual? However that plays out for you, I just feel like there's this sense of expressing something and then going within. Um, well, yeah, almost that like the writing's on the wall. do clarifiers. Yeah, I guess they have flash flood warnings going on now. But listen, we didn't have rain all monsoon season. And I feel like now it's about to come down. I don't know, I love nature. I feel like nature always speaks to us if only we're willing to listen. You know? Judgment and the Fool, the Two of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. Well, I wonder if y'all can hear it. I hope so. I love thunderstorms, are my favorite. Two of Cups and Knight of Pentacles. I do feel like whatever it is that you're letting burn, you know, I just feel like there's this sense of like I'm calling judgment here, and I feel like this is something that needs to be burned away, in order to protect what will be. Then the Two of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles. An important encounter is taking place here, not just a chance meeting. This is the first meeting of two people who fall in love, whether it is a new relationship, loving, friendly, or otherwise. The Two of Cups tells us that moment when you meet someone who completes you and who you feel is important to your life. This is not an established love. The light and exciting playfulness of first dates are represented in this card. You can enjoy this discovery gently in your own time without needing to know all the details of each other's lives right away. Let yourself be discovered and allow the new relationship to grow without rushing things. Well, that's fun. I mean, it's, that's very relationship centered, but, obviously relationship presents itself to us in so many ways. I think we all hope for love, because it's spiritual experience. For people who have experienced love in their lives, whether that is a romantic spiritual connection or a friendship spiritual connection, or just like a recognition of a soul aligned with our hold on. Sorry about that. Got to speaking with my hands. Knocked everything over. I'm worse than Mimi. We know when we encounter soul connections, right? It's a soul recognition. And I think that those of us who are conscious of what soul connection truly is, when people throw terms around like twin flame or soulmate or any of that other stuff, it feels almost like in a way, a mockery. I think of genuine soul connection, because anybody can claim to be whatever they want in terms of who you are in an attempt to, push you into something that you're not comfortable with, right? And I don't think that that's an uncommon experience either. And so it's important that, we recognize, what is it that we seek in relationship with others? How is it that we express things that need to be expressed and then, pull away to protect ourselves? I don't know, because that all seems very isolated, and this all seems very, although, didn't we just have one about like some spontaneous thing? I mean, you never know. The Knight of Pentacles is the more stable one. Her horse does not run wildly but is still, waiting to be told where to go. This knight is kindness, attention to the environment around us, perhaps a kind of genius Loki, someone who, in order to move, does not have to cross a space but rather becomes part of it, complementing it. If you meet her, know that she wants to urge you to take things slow. Not everything has to be fast. A slow and steady engine can go much further than a burst of energy. Take your time, and as you do so, observe the beauty that surrounds you. Therein lies the answer you seek. Focus on simply being as if it were a journey, and bring home what this experience teaches you. Don't rush into it. You will still arrive at the right time. Well, that just feels like, I mean, both of these almost kind of had that like, whoa, slow down kind of energy, right? Um, well, especially in terms of, I don't know, because I just like see the storm. It's coming. But I mean, in terms of the storm, like if you have, um, well, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like if you have limited resources, you slow down. You know, like if you're underwater, under pressure, you know, like you let out little bits of air at a time. There's like a sense of conservation, and in this sense of conservation is this like take your time, like slow down, take your time to get to know people, take your time to like, I don't know, because I feel like if you're doing something, if you're closing something out, if you're going into something different, um, maybe there is that sense of making a quick decision, but making quick decisions doesn't always mean that we are in a constant state of hurriedness, right? Um, but again, that comes from an energy that operates from a sense of a frantic energy, right? And that's an energy that we've been, you know, like ridding ourselves of. You know, like setting it to the side, recognizing where the frantic energy comes from. You know, I think maybe in some instances expressing, you know, like that is a frantic energy and it's going to get you caught in a storm, you know, and closing the doors. Um, but when you close the doors, you don't take the frantic energy with you. You close the doors, and I just feel like the sense of like a calm sense of creation, a calm sense of being, one that is protected from the storm. Yeah. The Six of Wands. And the Two of Cups. Well, I mean, we get the Two of Cups twice. I don't know, y'all. Definitely feels very, very love centered, but you know, I'm here for it. You know, it's all part of the journey. So, but yeah, I mean, relationship, I think that there's something that feels very private about it, though. Yeah, well, I mean, I think in like modern day dating, and not to knock this in any way, shape, or form, because I think it is important that we engage in our communities. I think it is important that we operate within the context of people outside of just, you know, like two people. You know, like that being said, there is a lot to like taking that time to get to know one another in relationships, right? Um, because oftentimes you save a lot of people, you save a lot of heartache, um, if you can just recognize in the beginning, you know, like where are the issues that will cause the cracks that will break the foundation in the future, right? And if I don't agree with things that you agree with, or if I don't operate in a way that you operate in, it will feel very foreign to me. Um, and and so I just feel like this slowly unfolding, you know, in a state of comfort. Because, like, in terms of creation, right, if you're doing artwork, any of us who have any form of art that we practice, Nancy knits a lot, I draw, but it's just kind of like whatever that is, that like you have to take the time to create it, and that as you add the, like the shading or the line work or the, like the stark contrast of colors, however it is that you do that, it doesn't all, it isn't all just like a, like, and then it was there, like even Bob Ross has steps in his, in his process. And I just kind of feel like maybe there are things going on outside of you that are creating a storm. Yeah, for people who are already in a relationship, if there are things going on outside of you that are creating a point of conflict in your relationship, I almost feel like this, like if together as a couple you're making a decision conscious of the fact that, like, there's a lot there that could do damage here, and because there's so much there that can do damage here, you have to close those things out and then figure out together how you overcome those things. Um, this this does read as something new. It doesn't have to be. Again, these are general reads. I'm feeling a lot of new energies. I have so much gratitude for all of you, and please do always practice discernment with tarot. Um, you will know what fits you and what doesn't. Okay. Clarifiers. Yeah, I don't know, whatever that storm is for you, whatever that need to, like, shut the door, you know, whether it's a behavior, whether it's a group of people who are just, like a bad influence, whether it's, um, a work environment that's toxic, whether it is, a relationship that is unhealthy with family or friends or lovers, like however that end is exhibiting itself, however that, like that, I just feel like that last word of wisdom, like the storm is coming, and I would really recommend getting out of this storm. um, and then I think protecting what is, well, I don't, there's the chariot. The chariot is movement. It's called the fairy stallion in this one, but it is just like that freedom of being, well, that sounds very counterintuitive, but the freedom of being behind closed doors. But you know, sometimes there is freedom in that, like freedom to just stop, freedom to just breathe, freedom to just like tune in, like tune out and tune in. And I think that, the Ace of Wands, the Four of Wands, this is the idea of working with community. This is the idea of new opportunity at the ready. Like I feel like say the word and go. There's change that is occurring. You have the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, yes, emotional intelligence. I mean, to me, the Queen of Pentacles is a very grounded energy. Um, very abundant. The King of Cups, this one it always reads as my like emotional maturity. Um, and I feel like whatever frantic energy there was that was trying to like sweep you down, right, coming in like a storm, you're closing the doors on it, aligning with people who align with you, sharing your vision. I think honor your sense of community. Um, because they share in I think, your values. And that's a really big deal. It's a very big deal to share in values. It's a very big deal to be equally yoked in our friendships, equally yoked in our partnerships. You know, that is when we will find that we are most successful in our journeys. Um, and I love that there is so much positivity on the other side of this. Um, 10 of Diamonds. The Sith presages disappointment and when near the coffin, early death. Well, because I think oftentimes, when we think of storms, when we think of nature, we think of the way that it's the unpredictability of it, right? The way that it can shift, the way that it can be called in. But again, I just feel like whatever this storm is, or was, or has been, because obviously, whatever tense of the story you're in, you could be at the beginning, you could be at the end. I would have no way of knowing through a general read. But I do think that there are like decisions being made of things that need to be cut out, things that need to go, things that prevent us from connecting. And I think decisions being made to go in directions that just really envelop us, creating security from the storm that rolls in. Okay. Enter the conversation. We've gotten that one a lot lately. But, again, conversation is vital. It is important to understand where other people are coming from. It is important to understand, like why they operate the way that they operate. A lack of understanding is intentional ignorance. And at no point in time is that ever a good thing. Enter the conversation and share your bounty. I mean, that's a beautiful card. We haven't gotten that one before. Don't waste another minute wondering if what you've achieved or what you are is enough. This is a moment to acknowledge all that you've accomplished. It's time to share your creations, your blessings, talents, and skills. You've cultivated them long enough now, and now they lay in your lap like harvested bounty. Trust what you have cultivated, no matter what reality tells you will be useful or appreciated. This is not a time to hide your light under modesty or question the value of your contribution. Share, reveal, offer. Let the inspiration you have received through your life encourage you that someone out there is waiting for your turn as muse. When you share your particular genius, you pass on permission for others to share theirs. Abundance is contagious. Yeah, well, life begets life. And if you have something that you are able to offer, um, then I think that it is always like our duty to share those things. But it is also our duty to share those things with discernment, right? And I think that there's just this sense of like a storm going on, the doors closing, and then a conversation of discernment that leads into new new life, new action, new partnerships, new community, new relationship, new whatever it is for you, however it resonates for you as an individual. New life changes. But I just feel like, well, I do. I feel like a sense of like being safe from the storm. And it is there where you are able to, like cook your meals, share in community, live, laugh, love. I hate it. I do. but it also, we want to live lives that are full of laughter and full of love and full of merriment and full of growth. But if you are constantly running through the storm, you are never able to really, I just, share your bounty. You're too busy running through the storm protecting it. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. If this does resonate with you, please do give me a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, spending some time with me. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.